Okay, I should be live. Just making sure. Checking here. Okay, looks like I'm live. Yep. Okay, that was weird. We dropped off for a minute. Um, yeah, totally dropped off. But I wanted to talk a bit tonight about why things have been a little bit difficult lately for me and my family. It's I didn't really know whether or not I was going to discuss this on here, but and I don't really have like a plan. But so it's very strange, YouTube. But so as many of you know, Paulina and I were married last month, and or the month before. What month are we in now? September. So the month before in July. And uh, amazingly, got pregnant very, very quickly. Like first, like night probably, and uh, it was kind of amazing, and we were very happy about it. But we were keeping it to ourselves, and uh, because you're not supposed to talk about it according to like culture, for a certain length of time until it's like the end of the first trimester because things can go wrong, which of course they did. And unfortunately, we had a miscarriage recently, and it's very hard going from like being ecstatic, waiting to tell everyone, um, to the announcement that you didn't even announce that you were pregnant. It just goes straight to like miscarriage. But this isn't like very rare from what I understand, but it still sucks. Um, it doesn't. I don't know. My heart goes out to everybody who's experienced this. It's heartbreaking, but especially just because it was so. We were on such a cloud nine from, you know, being able to get pregnant so quickly. I mean, it was like immediate. And I mean, the few people that we did tell were like wondering whether or not it happened before the wedding, which it did not. But uh, it was just, I don't know. We went into the doctor for our first visit, and there was just some hormones were not where they were supposed to be, which raised some uh, red flags. But I was apparently not able to be seen on the first ultrasound, and neither were we able to see what we should have at that point when we had our ultrasound. I mean, you could see she was pregnant, but like just things were not where they were supposed to be, and apparently, this can happen when uh, just something, you know, doesn't line up. And I don't believe in luck, so like it's hard because I don't believe that it's just bad luck. I believe that this just wasn't meant to happen, which is kind of comforting, but also kind of not. But I mean, it's gotta. I'm. It's comforting, but it still sucks. And yeah, I mean, uh, it was fascinating. Like we went in for a second ultrasound with a better equipment and stuff like a couple weeks later, and they were uh getting like a second opinion. But what I was going with was I was difficult to see apparently when my parents got pregnant, and then they went back and checked, and I was there. But like it was difficult the first time, so we were hoping for that, but that was not what happened. And uh, we were told that things have not progressed, and you will probably lose the pregnancy. And then literally they were like, expect that. And as soon as we got home from that, that happened. Um, Paulina is okay. She's doing fine. I'm fine. We are, dealing with this. And then shortly, hopefully, trying again. Like, this is life. And sometimes things don't go the way we want them to. And you just have to trust in God and keep trying to build. Like you can't not. So it's not like we are in a state of total depression or anything like that. Actually, like I'm kind of amazed at how well she's handling it. I was at first it was like she knew earlier on, she could feel it, I think, and then I didn't really know, and then she dealt with it like emotionally, and then I didn't, and then I dealt with it when we found out for sure, and then uh now both of us are doing fine. um so this isn't meant to be like a sob story, even though it is emotional to talk about. It's just, I was thinking about this a lot, like even before we found this out, like just how important it is to share. And I was saying to Paulina like how much I thought that it was better actually if people shared from the very beginning, because then you got the full view. We on social media we're so curated, and a lot of times you don't even hear when this stuff happens. People don't talk about it until all of a sudden they have a baby, and it's like, oh, it's so wonderful they have a baby, and then you have this happen, and you don't really think about like everybody else that has had this happen. And because they don't post about it and they don't talk about it, um, it's normal to just like keep it, locked up and away until you end up having a kid, and then you announce that to the world, and everybody is none the wiser of like how much trial it took to get there. Um, but I mean, I know multiple friends of mine who have experienced this and didn't tell anybody, including me, even until they ended up like getting pregnant and going past, that first trimester. And I don't blame them for that. Like, I understand why they kept it to themselves. Um, I consider that, but I think it's important to share so that other people who experience this know that they're not alone. I would have, liked to have heard that more from people, and I didn't. I mean, I know probably women hear it more, but you hear it years later, and it's like after you've had two kids, and then it's like someone opens up and tells the story about how they've had miscarriages or something. But um, yeah, there was no like reason that we're aware of for it. It was just was, and it doesn't, you know, it look like it's going to hamper us and all moving forward. But uh, we just continue to pray and give God every opportunity that we can to grow. So yeah, that's my life update. I'm not going to do too long of a stream tonight because uh, I wanted to just talk about this a bit and then just leave it at that. But um, also didn't want it to be like too down. Uh, I will, like I said before, we are handling it well. I think I don't really have that much reference, uh, but Paulina is handling it amazingly, and I'm very proud of my wife uh, for just how she's handling things. So women deal with a lot, And until you are like married and you realize it, I'm not saying that men don't. Men do. We have our own things, but like women deal with a lot. And it I'm not somebody who likes to favor one gender over the other because I think that that's asinine. But it is important to recognize the unique trials and struggles and strengths and weaknesses of each of them, and experiences like this show you all of those. And you know, it's important to see them. Um, we care about you. I appreciate that. Um, uh, that's why women have that tradition. Yeah, of not telling anyone. I'm guessing that's what you're talking about. Happened to me on our first, I'm guessing, but now have got to. That's wonderful to hear. That's a beautiful thing. So I really appreciate hearing that. Like, it's like AIDS, everybody got it, nobody talked about it. It's not a bad joke, it's actually pretty funny. But like it's good to know that the other people experience this because it sucks. And when you feel like it's just you feel like there's something wrong with you. And that is not the case. You know, God has a plan, and this was part of it. It's not even that, at first it was like, God has a plan, and this baby was not part of it. But that's not what it is. It's that God has a plan, and this was part of it. It's like there's only affirmative. There isn't this wasn't part of it. It's that this was part of it. So, or that wasn't part of it is not how it goes. It's this was part of it. So, yeah, that has been difficult. But we will try again. We want like lots of kids, your own thing. And I'm not the one to consult about that. But I will say um, that as my stream gets really choppy, hopefully it's not too choppy, but I'm gonna leave it at this because it looks like it's really choppy. Um, but uh, it's I mean, we did not wait at all, and it got pregnant literally like immediately, as quickly as you could get pregnant after your wedding. We got pregnant, and so yeah, we will as soon as we can try again, and I'll probably won't. I don't know how I'll share that, whether, what happens. Obviously, I will at some point, but uh, it's just that because there is other people involved, I have to be aware of that. It's, not just my story, it's my wife's story. What is going on with YouTube? I think being a zoologically hobbyist must help to handle that situation. Yes, that's very true, Torin. You see when things that are supposed to be born or not supposed to be born that you expect to be born don't, and things die, and when you have animals, and it does prepare you for this with yourself. Definitely does. So you are very right. Um Anyways, I feel like YouTube is going horribly. For some reason, I'm not supposed to share, according to the powers that be on YouTube, things that may give people confidence. I hope gives people confidence. This should not give people doubts about having kids. It should be the opposite. But anyways, this is so choppy. I am going to end it. But I appreciate all of you. And I will be on the Discord discussion tomorrow. the Discord call, shoot me a private message on Instagram if you would like to join, and I will send you the link. But thank you guys, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Peace.